Good morning to Sir Kivizam and my fellow friends. First of all, I would like to introduce my team members. First is Akil Izarullah. His registration number is 2051. Next, Logan Chelvan, 2054. Next, myself, Williandran, 2057. And the last is Muhammad Hafiz, 2067. We are from class DKM 3B, and today we would like to share the answer of case studies.
Case study A. The situation presented here has become well known in recent years as whistleblowing, and we note that there have been several cases evoking national interest in the defense field. As we recognized in earlier case, if an engineer feels strongly that an employer's course of conduct is improper when related to public concerns, and if the engineer feels compelled to blow the whistle to expose the fact as sees them, he may well have to pay the price of loss of employment. In some of the more notorious cases of recent years, engineers have gone through such experiences, and even if they have ultimately prevailed on legal or political grounds, the experience is not one to be undertaken lightly. In this type of situation, we feel that the ethical duty or right of the engineer becomes a matter of personal conscience, but we are not willing to make a blanket statement that there's ethical duty in these kinds of situations for the engineer to continue his campaign within the company and make the issue one for public discussion. The code only requires that the engineer withdraw from a project and report to proper authorities when the circumstances involve endangerment of the public health, safety, and welfare. It was ethical for engineer to continue his efforts to secure change in the policy of his employer and to request an ethical review. On the other hand, engineer does not have been an ethical obligation to continue his effort to secure a change in the policy of his employer under these circumstances, or to report his concerns to proper authority, but as an ethical right to do so as a matter of personal conscience.
Case study B. The obligation of the engineer to take responsibility for professional services is a basic ethical principle contained in NSPE Code of Ethics. As a general matter, engineers are professional have the obligation to assume responsibility for professional services performed by them or under the direct personal supervision. Depending upon the nature of the work and the other requirements, this may include work performed for the benefit of a client, design work, reports, plans, specification, and work prepared by the engineer which will be submitted to a public authority for approval. Engineers who work for one firm and then move on to another firm are not released from this professional responsibility. The work that they perform for the previous employer is no less their work less because they no longer have a direct relationship with that firm. Once a professional renders professional services on behalf of a client, the professional is a duty bound to make certain that the work is done in responsible and professional manner and that the client interests are protected and preserved.
The first one is it was unethical for Sabrina to refuse to sign or seal the construction documents. The second is it was ethical for Sabrina to ask firm A to sign and seal the construction documents. And the third, It would be ethical for engineer A to request additional compensation, assuming as we have in the case that engineer A was primarily responsible for the work and had direct control and personal supervision over the work. Engineer B was clearly justified in asking engineer A to sign and seal the documents in question.
Case study C, Alice can handle the situation with hire another person that good in structural engineer license in New York. She can also keep Anna in work, but Alice must train Anna or must motivate Anna to upgrade herself. Alice also must contact the secretary to inform him that he did not give a good recommendation to Alice. Alice can report the secretary to make the changes about these things and replace a new member to replace Anna. That's all from our group. Thank you.